Hello, everyone. My studio is a little bit behind timing here, so hopefully we captured everything. Hello, everyone. Welcome if you're new to my channel. I hope you subscribe. You can subscribe anytime while watching this short video. You see behind me, there's a beautiful couple. I see a little light on them. There you go. Let's see if we get it. There you go. Uh, Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman, who today, I guess, is today's news in People magazine and all the other, in Variety and all that, talking about the announcement of their split. They're not calling it a divorce, but they supposedly have been separated for some time now, in which he left the residence and they've been together, married for 19 years. They have two daughters together. And it just brings me back to this whole thought, does marriage even work forever anymore? Does the forever part work? Because I would think now, am I am I love naive? I think I'm love naive. I still believe in like the soulmate. I still believe that like love could be like eternal, like forever. I still believe it. Is it me? Is it me? Well, I've actually experienced that. So to some degree. So soulmates are real. Um, but nonetheless, they have announced that they have made it public. They didn't announce. They've made it public that they are separate and have been separated for some time, and that Nicole is that Keith Urban initiated this blow to the separation, meaning he have left the premises and that she is, struggling with this. And of course, 19 years. And so I look at marriage and I've done a few short videos on celebrity level marriages to discuss because, you and I are just everyday people and that's important too. It's not to lessen that, meaning we don't have the fame of name by which I could be talking about anyone in common. So I usually use to juxtapose the reality of marriage and the instances of marriage to a well-known couple so we can relate or we can at least connect the dots. But there she is. To me, she is a keeper of a wife because she was married to Tom Cruise and she gets the best guys. The guys she's dated. Was married to Tom Cruise for 11 years. She was married to this Keith Urban for nearly 20 years. It's 19 years, not quite 20. They're the same age by, I think, 4 months apart even. She dated one of my Hollywood throb loves, like fame, fame flirt, Lenny Kravitz. They were engaged and then he broke it off. And she was also dating right thereafter Lenny Kravitz, the rapper Q-Tip from A Tribe Called Quest. Now, I'm bringing those dates up for her, not him. I didn't even look at his, but she seems to attract and are able to date and be in relationship with what I would call high caliber guys, high quality men, men that any woman would want to date. And she's able to keep them for some length of time. Like I said, 11 years with Tom Cruise, and he is A-list, A-list. And then 19 years with this Grammy handsome there. But in the history, they all seem to leave her in the end. Tom Cruise left her. Keith Urban supposedly had left her, and she's sobbing, of course, over that. Lenny Kravitz ended the engagement. Q-Tip of A Tribe Called Quest. Supposedly it wasn't an exclusive, but that part of the exclusive, even he ended. So while she's able to attract them and retain for long periods of time, if and when it ends, it seems like the men are initiating that. I, I guess I can't. When you say irreconcilable differences, you don't get to know the why behind it. But I'll just share this piece, snip it up a piece. In the relationship with Lenny Kravitz, she came at a time while he was battling with drugs. I think 2003, by 2011, he had a sense of consciousness by which he sought his own help. When she met Keith Urban, he was battling with alcohol, and he credits her as the impetus by which he sought out to be relieved of his addiction, and actually had gone to a rehab center, and he felt like she was his addiction savior to some degree. Those are my words. But he definitely credits her for that. So she's a fixer of a fine man. And some women can be that. I don't know if I don't know if I could. I like a person who's well and whole already. But now that's not perfect, because none of us are perfect. Everybody has some sense of an issue by which we have to tolerate a person. And when you take them in that state, you take them in that state. But as we age up now, see, they've been married, 19 years now, so they're both 58 years old. At 50, once you're in your 50s or past to me 40s, I don't see why we're looking to end anything. Because now we should be just kind of taking things cradle to grave. We should be going to the beautiful sunset. We should not be just lounging at some wonderful resort, observing the beautiful sunset. But we should be inviting our own sunset together, and knowing that this is going to be our sunset for life. To that degree, I would think. Now again, am I in La La Land, or is it? I think it's possible. I know couples that do that. I know plenty of people that do that. I don't see why you divorce after 19 years. You can't fix it. What was the real problem? I had a similar, and I'll drop it in the description box, when I'm still talking about it. When Dr. Dre and his wife Nicole got a divorce after 14 years, and I said, you can fix that, especially when he is historied for telling the story of how he pursued her so hard. You can fix that. I just don't, I can't put my head around why such deep love, by which you really have everything else in life. As long as you have your health, everything else is a great bonus, in my view. As long as you have good health, everything else is a great bonus, because everything else you can fix on your own, besides your good health. If you don't have money, you can fix that by investments or additional work, or you can change that. If you don't have friends, you can get friends, you can meet new people. If you don't have love, you can find them. It's only health that hurts us. Now, there we go with that health piece again. When she was in a relationship with Lenny Kravitz, doing drugs and calling himself a drug addict at the time, he fine now. Honey, call me. Lenny, call me. um, she was able to embrace that. To me, that is not healthy, because you're embracing the problem. The same with Keith Urban. He was a, 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 involved deeply with alcohol. And one thing about alcoholics, I have found, now maybe drug addicts do too, but I believe that alcoholics, for sure, they tend to get violent and abusive. Not, I never could do. I couldn't do it. So this is why I'm saying she's a special person, because she heals the heart that she wants and desires. Not everyone can do that. And she lovingly stays. But then they leave her. Keith Urban supposedly has already separated out. And he calls her his addiction savior. To me, I'm forever indebted to you for that. I don't see how I can remove myself from you. It's almost like losing a soulmate or a twin flame. If you do and it's on you, you still have the sickness. You will always have the sickness because now you will not always have the person. And that's how I look at that. It that's how I look at that because all someone else can do if you really have that or really had that, all someone else can do is feel sorry for you that you're so broken, you're so damaged, you're so intoxicated that you lose a love created for you at your essence, which I think is what they had. And that's why this breakup is heartbreaking because I always enjoyed seeing them out on the red carpet and that so happy and so beautiful, even in their interviews. You can see, you can see the connection and the love. And for me, I think I've always admired a couple by which you know they really love each other just by them existing together. And so hopefully this separation can become reunified because at this point they're not heading for divorce, or at least they're not acknowledging that. So let's keep our love fingers crossed and hope for a happy ending. And this is an ending here too. If you've gotten this far, please click like, please click subscribe. You can click subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Always trust love. I guess we always have to, what's love got to do with it? Give love a try. I love you. Bye. Bye, y'all.